Hello there. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience taking the MCAT exam for fun. The MCAT stands for the Medical College Admissions Test, and I decided to sign up for this test. I didn't really have any intentions of going to medical school, but I just wanted to see what the experience would be like and see if I liked the material to kind of give me a direction of what I wanted to do after college. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start by talking about how I prepared for this exam. I signed up in the spring and then I chose to take the test August 23rd, 2025, which was 2 days before my fall semester started, so that I would have the whole entire summer to study. And between the time that I signed up and finished my spring semester, I did not study at all. My studying began when I got home from summer after my finals were over. At first, I had the intention of using Khan Academy as my study resource, and I set a really unreasonable and unrealistic expectation that I could go through every single module and unit on Khan Academy for the MCAT. And I watched all the videos and tried to do all of the practice questions, but I soon realized that this was not realistic because I had just about 3 months, and I was also kind of wasting my time with content because I had already taken biochemistry 1, organic chemistry 1 and 2, and bio 1 and 2. So I was repeating a lot of content, and I went in chronological order on Khan Academy, so I was starting with bio and biochem, which was my strength as a biochemistry major. About 3 weeks in, I realized that I was super behind with my Khan Academy plan, which I used ChatGPT to help me kind of make a plan and a calendar, and it was just extremely unrealistic to be spending 5 hours a day watching videos and doing modules. So about 2 months before my exam, I stumbled upon this podcast. It is by the brand Jack Weston, which helps a lot with MCAT prep. Since I was working during the summer and I had a job where I had to commute an hour a day, I listened to this podcast during my commute, and I absorbed not so much content information, but just overall information about how to think during this exam and how to prepare holistically, which was really helpful because I am not in a pre-med program at my college. We don't really have a pre-med major. So this guidance for the MCAT opened my eyes to some things I would have never thought about or would have never been introduced to me, such as even arriving to the test. Like, I wasn't even sure about like break time, and obviously you can research that all, but it was nice to have a podcast where I could listen to people get interviewed and them walk through everything verbally. About 6 weeks before my exam date, I realized I needed to ramp up my content review, so I discovered Anki, which is a memory recall application, and I absolutely fell in love with Anki. I have used it since then for my inorganic chemistry classes and just any classes where I have to memorize. Anki is so streamlined and there are no ads. It's not even a website. It's just so minimal and efficient. So I really loved using Anki. I downloaded one of the Miles Down Anki decks, which has thousands of terms, and at this point I had 6 weeks, so I was not able to, with the settings that I had on Anki, I was not able to get through all thousands of the terms. So that kind of hindered my ability in the end because I was reviewing the same cards. Each day I would pick a different category, but I only ended up getting through a fraction of the flashcards. And then in terms of practice exams, I probably did 2 full exams. I did not do them in one sitting, so that means I did each section twice. I was scoring pretty even among all 4 sections. I think the practice test really helped me with the timing and just overall endurance, even though I didn't sit for 7 hours and do an entire 4 sections back to back. It still kind of got me in the headspace I don't think I even did 2 sections back to back. So when I went in on exam day, it was my first time sitting for that long. And also keep in mind that I had not been in school for the summer, so that was a long time for me to sit and focus, and I was not ready for that. Okay, I just went to Whole Foods and I got a bunch of like brain foods, so I think it'll be good to have like a lot of good snacks in the middle of my test, so maybe it'll increase my score a couple points. We'll see. Hi there. It is about 6 p.m. the night before the exam, and I'm kind of feeling crazy. I'm feeling a little bit sick to my stomach, like thinking what I did by signing up for this test. I do not feel prepared. My brain is just fried right now, and yeah, I'm honestly scared. I feel like the only thing I have going for me right now is just like my test taking ability and like critical thinking, because like the content is just not in my brain. Okay, it is now Saturday morning. I'm leaving my apartment right now. I'm actually feeling pretty good. Okay, I just got to the testing center. I'm gonna go in. It's 7:29, and I'm pretty sure that I like can't have my phone for the full 8 hours. So I guess I'll just have to update you after the whole exam. Okay, I just got out of the test center. It is 3 p.m. and I just turned my phone back on and got all my notifications, and I am having re-entry into the world. Overall, honestly, I don't feel horrible about it. Like, I did my best. It was insane. Like, I have no energy right now. I just stared out the window of my car for like 5 minutes. I'm not processing anything. But yeah, it's complete. I've been dreading this day for 5 months, and here we are, and it's over, and I feel like I have my life back. Like, studying for the MCAT has been my personality, and like, well, I guess school starts literally the day after tomorrow, but here we are, and it's done. Everything went really smoothly on test day. I had no issues checking in. I arrived with plenty of time, and I had all the documents that I needed. I was really nervous because I know a lot of people have a ton of issues, but I was super prepared. I had my snacks, I had my water, I had my glasses had to get checked every time I went in and out of the testing room. So I was prepared for that, and I would say I had a really good experience taking it. I was so exhausted afterwards and also extremely hungry. I think that my brain just burned so many calories thinking, and I was kind of a monster after. I was in a bad mood, I was hangry, I was tired, I was frustrated, I was thinking about questions that I should have studied more, which I think is natural after something that you are building up so long to work towards, and then right when it's over, you're like, what do I do now? Hello there, today is Tuesday, September 23rd, and it has been about 4.5 weeks since I took the MCAT, and my scores came out today, so I'm gonna open them up. Okay. I think I just clicked this button. So in terms of my results, I'm not gonna go super into detail with my score. If you are extremely curious or you're studying for the MCAT, want more advice, and you wanna know exactly what I scored in each section, feel free to comment and I am happy to share my scores. But overall, on average, in total, I was in the 50th percentile, which I was pretty happy with because all the people that are taking this exam are extremely talented and smart and hardworking, even to get to the point of taking the MCAT exam. So to be ranked in the middle, I was completely satisfied with. And then in terms of the different sections, I scored equally as high in the Chem Phys section and the Cars section. I was in the 73rd percentile, and then I scored equally as high in the Biochem section and the Psych Soc section, and I was in the 34th percentile just about for those, which makes a lot of sense because physics and math are more my thing, especially chemistry. My major is rooted in an engineering chemistry format. And then cars was my jam. I love reading articles, and no previous knowledge is needed for that section, so that was really great. It makes sense that I did not do as well in biochem, even though that is something that I have taken classes in. It's just not really my thing, and memorizing and amino acids and enzymes, stuff like that, I'm just not as interested in. And then as far as psych soc, I think that this section is hard for a lot of people, and including me, I did not really study for this section. I did a few flashcards on Anki, but I hadn't even taken a psychology class since high school, so I was extremely unprepared for this section, and I was kind of just using my common sense as I went through the questions. To close this video out, my final takeaways if you are taking the MCAT or interested in the medical school path, I think Anki is the #1 thing that I wish I would have utilized sooner in my journey. If you stay consistent with your flashcards, whether you just do 15 minutes a day, I think that that will really increase your MCAT score. And another takeaway I have is just fully commit yourself to this process. I think that about halfway through the summer, I kind of mentally checked out, and I knew that I'm taking this for fun, so I don't actually need to care about it. And I think that that ended up hindering my studying abilities. So if you are in this game for the long run, just commit yourself and you can do it. A lot of people ask me now if I am glad I took the MCAT, if I think that it was a waste of my summer, a waste of my time. And honestly, if I were to go back, I still would take the MCAT again. I think that it was a great learning experience just about my strengths and weaknesses as a student, and it was very reassuring in my career path that I don't think I'm the type of person to go to medical school, and I admire all of the incredibly hardworking people that can just devote themselves to medicine and memorization and terminology and stuff like that. But it was super reassuring for me that this is not for me, and that is okay. So yeah, here I am now. I am going to graduate school. I'm not going to medical school, but that is my experience taking the MCAT for fun. And thanks for watching this video. Bye.